welcome to another episode of Animator Reacts. Today we are going to watch kind of a different little explainer video. It is 30 seconds, it is without a voiceover, music instead, and it's a small little ad for my own Vyond course that we used for Facebook ads, YouTube ads, all kinds of ads. I think it's going to be an interesting spin because it's kind of a different now that it doesn't have a voiceover. What do you put into it when you don't have that voiceover to kind of drive it forward? Let's watch a short intro and then we're going to watch the explainer video together. Are you ready? I'm ready. I've watched it before. Maybe you have too. Let's watch it together. All right, what do you think? I can't hear you since this is a YouTube video, but maybe you have some reactions. Throw them down in the comments. How is this weird video structured? Well, it's not really written out as a voiceover, which I would normally do, but still it answers a string of questions that we thought, okay, how are people thinking about Vyond? How are they thinking about animation videos, explainer videos, and what would it take for us to sell them a course where we could teach them how to do these things? So what we did was to create a number of scenes. So the first one answers the what. Then we wanted to ask the question like, what is the outcome? Then you might be wondering what the difficulty is. If I were to take this course, when would it start? Then again, isn't it too hard? What about the difficulty here? And finally, are there any requirements? Now all you need is a call to action. That's it. That's how it's structured. The sound side of things here is a simple, upbeat soundtrack, background music track called retro. So it is a little bit of a keys, dun, 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 and then this, bass and a little bit of drums. So I think it's nice and cozy. Still fresh, kind of paces the video forward, and we try to cut it a little bit to the music so the scene changes when there's a logic change in the song. So you can think about that when you design your own videos. Try to time it to the music if you don't have a voiceover to kind of lead the way. Of course, the background music is very loud. It's kind of all dominating part of the soundscape here. There's no room for a voiceover, there's no room for sound effects. So the music is actually playing at full volume. Normally I would turn down the volume to 2-3% of the original volume to make a lot of room for the voiceover. It's not needed here, so it's 100%. A little thing to think about here is also that it is supposed to work without music. So we use a lot of text, and that is because when people watch ads on Facebook, it's often muted. Might be changing, I don't know how it is today, but back in the days that was how it was. And with this video we wanted to be sure that it also made a little bit of sense if the music wasn't playing. So think about the medium you are creating your videos for. Is it a medium that allows for music and sound, or is it a medium that's normally muted and you have to actively toggle on the sound? If that's the case, think about how much or how little you would understand. And maybe watch your video when you are kind of done without sound. Mute it, watch it. Does it make sense? If it doesn't, maybe you should change it if the medium is going to be muted. The most interesting part of this video is probably the visuals, because the visuals are created to showcase or demo what Vyond can do. So the visuals are a bit of a show off. What kinds of animations, what assets, what style do you have inside this program? How can a video look like when it's made in Vyond? That was the goal with these animations. So we try to make them as sleek and as, professional, and use some tips and tricks to make stuff, look better than the normal Vyond video. Maybe there are some layering techniques, a lot of assets that are, timed in the kind of advanced ways to kind of set the bar high and say, this is what you can learn if you take this course. To professional animators, this is nothing crazy, but to the novice, to the beginner, this might look complex. This might look like something you can create, and you probably can't if you haven't enrolled in the course or worked with Vyond before. But the whole point is that look at this video. If you like what you see, start the course and become able to create it yourself. That's pretty much what the visuals are supposed to do. Besides from that overall goal, we used a lot of visual analogies. So when we talk about creating strong videos, we use chilies because they are strong, they are spicy, right? And when we talk about it's easy as a breeze, the rain, the umbrellas go away, the sun comes on, right? The journey, start your journey today, there's a plane flying. When we talk about it's very simple, we use these Apple kind of looking tablets and devices. So we try to kind of convert the words into some visuals that make sense in some way. And if you don't get it, that's also fine. The overall goal is just to show off. If you get the kind of little wordplay, that's also a fun little detail. In the video, we use camera movement to create an extra layer of dynamics. It's such an easy thing to do, so why not do it? A small pan from left to right or right to left throughout the scene. It takes 1 second to create in the program, and it just adds a lot of dynamics, a lot of this animation feel instead of just being a slideshow, right? Another very cool visual trick we used was layering. So in the plane scene, when the plane flies from one device to another, it's actually just a couple of assets and shapes that are placed on top of each other in a clever way. So the plane disappears when it flies like from the device under a shape, and then it appears on the device again, right? So there's no fancy tricks there. It's just a technique where you use shapes to kind of cover up your assets sometimes, so it seems like it flies from, it only exists inside the tablets, but it's actually just being hidden by a shape when it flies, like in the space between the two tablets. Use that to create this effect, if you were wondering how that plane disappears. A small trick we also used was to add shadows. So when stuff flies, like a flat lay table with some assets, you can add shadows to those assets using shapes in order to create a little bit of depth in the scene. This 3D feel we've been talking about before, how to create that so it looks more realistic. You can add these transparent shapes to make it look like these assets have shadows. And then another tip I have talked about before, the 3D feel. How do you create it? You make the stuff that is closer to the camera larger, move slightly faster than the stuff that's behind. So if I'm behind and my hands are in front of me and we are straightened to the side, they would move kind of slightly faster than me, right? So that's what you do to the stuff that's in front. You add a camera. No, you don't. You add a motion path to the stuff that's in front and make it move slightly faster than the camera movement. I hope it makes sense. What do you think? Do you like this style of video? Let me know about your thoughts on this little explainer. It's not really an explainer, it's just a demo of what Vyond can do and a small little ad that we used online. So share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you like this format. I'll keep making them if you do. Until next time, make sure to take good care of yourself and those around you. It's very important. Take care. Bye.